Hi everyone, welcome to a morning yoga session with me. This will be roughly about 20 minutes in which you'll feel the morning freshness and rejuvenation required to conquer the rest of your day. Let's settle down and center ourselves first. Sit down in a comfortable seated position, whether it's Sukhasana or any way that feels comfortable to you. And put your hands in chin mudra and place them over your knees or thighs and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to bring yourself into the present and out of your mind, out of your thoughts of past and future and the day ahead or the day left behind. Let's start with a blank, clean slate and then let's see what wonders yoga can do to our body and our mind. Continue to breathe. Take deeper inhales and exhales. And when you feel centered and grounded, open your eyes to start the session. Starting with some warm ups and stretches. Stretch both your arms upwards, interlace your fingers, and face the palms outwards and bring them down. Next, stretch towards the left and towards the right, trying to stretch your obliques as much as possible, keeping the shoulders squarely facing forwards and not bending them backwards and forwards. Next, interlace your fingers in front of you and scoop your belly in into a spoon shape, rounding your spine completely. And then stretch both your arms in eagle arms position backwards for a concave spine. Coming back to a convex spine, hug your body and release. Now let's twist our spine backwards by placing one arm to the back and the other hand on your opposite knee. Quick twists on both sides of 3 to 5 seconds each. And now we've warmed up our spine. Go down into the child's pose. Rest here, breathe normally. Feel the stretch in your spine, in your legs, ankles, arms. Try to keep all the muscles relaxed, the neck neutral, and breathe normally. Slowly rise up into a 4-point position with your wrists directly below your shoulders and your knees directly below your hip bones. And curve your spine upwards into a cow pose, breathing in. Stay here for about 3 seconds and then pulling your belly in, go into a cat pose. This is called Marjari Bithalasana or the cat cow warm up, in which we convex and concave the spine alternatively to warm up and release stiffness in the spine. This is a great morning warm up and it gets your spine going to take on the weights of the day. Relax, take a few deep breaths and with an exhale, pike up your pelvis into a downward dog position or Parvatasana. In this position, you need to try to touch your heel to the ground and stretch your spine downwards as if your head is trying to touch the mat. Alternatively, move your legs by bending your knees and straightening them to get deeper into the stretch. And with every exhale, try to go deeper into it. From this pose, gently, slowly Walk your palms closer to your body and your feet closer to your palms to come into a forward fold. In this position, keep your knees soft, your spine straight, and try to touch your toes. It's okay if you're not able to touch your toes. Touch whichever part of the leg you're able to go far towards, your knees, your shin, or your toes, or even the ground if possible for you. With every exhale, try to go deeper into the stretch. Inhale to prepare and exhale to go deeper and deeper into the stretch. Keep the spine neutral, straight, not stiff at all. The next thing you want to do is walk your palms towards the left to give that side stretch to your spine, and towards the right to give the side stretch on the other side. Stay there for a few counts and come back to the forward fold. Slowly stand up and come into Tadasana, or the standing mountain pose. Take a few deep breaths, and as you inhale, go into a chair pose, Utkatasana, with both your arms reaching upwards and your pelvis pushing backwards so that you come into a 90-degree position at your pelvis, and you're almost like sitting on a chair but not really sitting. That's why it's called the chair pose. Stay here for a count of 30 and come back straight up and relax. Next, we'll go back into the chair pose and prepare for twisted chair. Inhaling, go into the chair pose, and as you exhale, twist to one side, maintaining your balance, pushing both your feet into the ground and coming into a twisted chair with your elbow on the outside of the opposite knee in a Namaste Mudra, looking upwards, pushing your hips backwards, trying to bring your thighs almost parallel to the ground. Inhale to come back and exhale to go back to the twisted chair on the other side. We are doing each pose for a count of about 20 to 30 seconds. So stay there for a few more seconds. Keep breathing normally, maintaining the balance. Feel the burn in your thighs and your calves and the twist in your spine. Relax and come back. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, let's go into a forward fold again. With every exhale, pushing deeper and deeper into the forward fold with the knees soft, the hands or palms trying to touch the ground. And from here, walk your palms forward and your feet backwards and come back into a downward dog position. Stretch in this position by alternating your knee folds, trying to go deeper and deeper into the stretch. And with an inhale, come into warrior one position. The front thigh parallel to the ground, weight equally distributed on both the front and the back foot, arms reaching upwards, touching each other or staying parallel. Focus on your breath. Try to maintain the balance. And then twist to the outside of the leg which is on the front. Twist your spine, look upwards, trying to maintain the balance by pushing deeper and deeper into the ground with your feet. Stay strong a few more seconds. This is an excellent twist and an excellent balance. And with an inhale, come into warrior two pose with the arms parallel to the ground and legs in the same position as before. Gaze forward, keeping your entire body in one plane. pushing down through your feet. And next, with an inhale, we go into a reverse warrior pose. The legs in the same position, one arm going upwards over your head and the other arm touching the back leg. Breathe normally, maintaining the balance, looking upwards. And release and go into a side angle position. Here, your weight comes more towards the forward foot. Your arm is straight upwards, the opposite arm, and you look upwards. The body remains in one plane at all times and doesn't move or bend forward and backward. From here, come back into a warrior and then straighten your front leg and move with an exhale into the triangle pose or Trikonasana, maintaining the one plane of the body, looking upwards at the upper hand, pushing down through the feet into the ground. Breathing normally for a few more seconds, maintaining balance, and then come back up and relax. Now let's repeat the same warrior flow on the other side. Walk yourself back into a downward dog position, stretch here, breathe, and bring the other foot forward into a warrior one pose, pushing deep into both the feet, stretching your arms up as if a string is pulling you upwards, maintaining the balance and strength, breathing normally for a few more seconds, and then twist towards the outside of the front leg. Looking upwards, pushing the knee against the elbow of the opposite arm. This is a little challenging balance. Try to maintain by gazing at one point in front of you. Rise up into warrior two with an inhale. Maintain the warrior two position with your gaze forward. At one point, you have to keep pushing. Feel the burn in your legs, in your arms, the stretch in your spine, in your lower back, and move on to reverse warrior. The forward arm reaching upwards now, looking upwards. Continue to push down both your feet into the ground to maintain that balance. Breathing normally. Breathing a few more times before moving on to the side angle position. Rest your arm on the forward leg and the other arm reaching upwards and forwards. Maintain balance. Try to keep your thigh parallel to the ground on the front. Few more counts with normal breathing before you come back into warrior two and then straighten your front leg and prepare to go into Trikonasana. Looking upwards, breathe normally. Your entire body remains in one plane, so ensure that your torso is not bending forwards out of plane with the plane of your legs. And come back and relax. Moving on to the next pose, go back into the forward fold and walk your arms forward into a downward dog position again, Parvatasana, stretching your entire body. The stretch might come easier this time. And from here, walk your hands a little bit backwards around your chest and go into Chaturanga Dandasana. From here, go to Ashtanga Namaskar and then to Bhujangasana. Stretching that lower back Inhale as you stretch up into Bhujangasana and then breathe normally. Stay here in Bhujangasana for a few breaths. So the flow that you follow is Chaturanga Dandasana for a few seconds, Ashtang Namaskar for a few more seconds, and then moving on to Bhujangasana for about 30 seconds and relaxing with a counter pose of child's pose for about 15 to 20 seconds. We must counter back bends with forward bends to give that rest to the spine. After it has extended, you need to flex it back for a counter pose. And when you're ready, with an exhale, bring yourself back up into Parvatasana, downward dog, and stretch even deeper with every exhale this time. From here, raise one of your legs up, reach into the ceiling in a three-legged downward dog, and then come into a pigeon pose. In this pose, make sure that your hips are squared, facing forwards and not rotated externally. Feel the stretch in the outer thighs of your front leg, and to take the stretch deeper, bend down from your pelvis and rest your head on your palms in front of your body on the mat. Feel the stretch getting deeper into your outer thighs, your pelvic region, your entire front and back legs, and also your spine. Rest here for a few deep breaths and inhaling, rise up with the support of both your palms. And from here, let's go back into Parvatasana and repeat the flow on the other side. Go into a three-legged downward dog on the other leg and come to the front into a pigeon pose and rest your entire torso on the leg, keeping your hips squared. Stay here, feel the stretch, breathe normally, and slowly release and come back into a Parvatasana stretch. Stretching next, let's practice another back bend. For that, come into your kneeling position. Rest your palms on your lower back for support and gently, slowly bend down. For beginners, it's advisable to only take one hand to the ankle and the other hand keeping upwards. Bend slightly. For intermediate and advanced practitioners, you can put both the hands touching the ankles and with an inhale, go into a deep back bend. With support on your lower back, gently come back up and go into a counter pose, which is Shashankasana or the rabbit pose. Keeping your hips upwards and not resting on your calves. Touch your head to the ground and breathe normally, leaving your arms hanging on the sides. With support, slowly release and come into a supine position. In our next pose, we'll be sending some of that rush of blood back to your heart, with the circulation going back upwards in the legs up the wall pose. And also we'll try to stretch our hamstrings by bending our legs at the knee and then straightening them alternatively. With this bending and straightening and then flexing and pointing your toes, you're stretching your entire leg muscles at the back of your leg. Feel the stretch and release and relax. Our next pose is Sarvangasana, which is the most important pose of the entire session today, or shoulder stand. This is called Sarvangasana because it impacts all the organs in your body, all the muscle groups. Basically, you're trying to lift your hip up onto your palms, supporting your entire body only at your shoulders and elbows. as much as you can do, and then come back down and relax. Hug your knees and release and relax on your mat. Our last pose for today is the supine twist or Supta Matsyendrasan for a gentle twist to your entire body. Bend one of your legs and bring it to the opposite side, trying to touch the knee to the ground, and look to the other side with your palms in a T position. Feel the twist in your spine and repeat the same on the other side just for a few seconds, just for that gentle twist to your entire body from your torso to your legs. Release and relax and take a few deep breaths. Taking a side lying position, rise up into Sukhasana and breathe. Taking deep breaths, completely relax your body. You may put one palm on your heart and the other on your abdomen to feel your deep breaths, your chest rising and falling as you breathe in and breathe out, and feeling your entire body relax and cool down from today's session. Next, we'll do the Kapalbhati pranayam for further cool down. Kapalbhati is also known as skull shining. Put one hand on your abdomen just to feel your exhalations in Kapalbhati. Starting with a deep inhale, exhale in 30 forceful breaths. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Let's repeat one more time. Inhale. Relax. I'm sure you're feeling amazing after this beautiful breath work. Next, let's put our palms in Chin Mudra on our knees or on our thighs. Close our eyes and close this session with 3 times Om chanting. Deep inhale. 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 Bring your palms together in Anjali Mudra. Be grateful that you're able to see this day, for everything that is going on good in your life, for everything that is going to be good in your life, and just in general, gently rub your palms together this life. To bring all that prana energy into your palms and then radiate that energy onto your face and touch it all over your body from head to toe to feel energized today. Go down from your hips, try to touch your head on the mat and completely relax. And when you're ready, come back up. Thank you for taking this session with me. I hope you have a great day ahead.